the week is going to my guy, Brandy Savage. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good, man.
Word. Sir, you know the Olympics is on. Everybody's fighting for some gold. My question to you, sir, is if professional wrestling was an Olympic sport, what wrestler would you choose to win the gold for USA?
It's a good question.
Now, you have to keep in mind that kayfabe will be included. So if they say they're from there, that's where they're from.
Oh, got it. So yeah, I think automatically, I already, like, you asked me the question, I had my picks. So I think it's gonna be Seth Rollins and Mercedes Moné representing the USA.
Okay, Seth and Mercedes for the gold. I like that. I don't know. Maybe instead of Seth Rollins, personally, I would probably go with like a Brock Lesnar. Going straight for the dub. And Charlotte Flair.
You just want squash matches.
What's crazy is this. What's crazy is there's actual Olympians on the roster, and nobody said them. You know, Chad Gable's a good fit, guys. That's all I'm saying. Tavion Heights.
This is not their Olympics. It's who we want, and I don't want them.
I'm fantasy booking here.
I can't have Chad Gable going out for the gold and then running away when he sees some smoke or something come out. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you're not helping me. Yeah, so
I'm just saying.
Hey, Brock Lesnar. Yeah.
Seth Rollins can take Brock Lesnar.
Kurt Angle's lucky he didn't meet Brock Lesnar that year at the Olympics, because he would have no neck. But hey, I like that. Seth Rollins for a gold medal. Sasha Banks for a gold medal. We got Survivor Series to talk about. There's a secret meeting that happened over the week. AEW had a lot of questions, but they were good questions. But let's go ahead and start our show.
Four sides of the ring, four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion, your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating, you know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring, leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring, four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion, your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating, you know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring, leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring.
What is going on, everybody? Your favorite faction is back. I am Marcus Hernandez, the founder, of course. I am with Brandy Savage. I am with Knit Ram, the one that makes you say, damn. What's going on, fellas? How's everybody doing?
What's going on?
Doing good. Doing good.
We're chilling.
We had one of those go home weeks.
We did have a go home week. It was a little interesting, a little slow, but still really interesting. Booking Like a Mark is in the building tonight. What's going on? Booking Like a Mark. He says, "What's up, fellas?" And we got Chano. Chano's also in the building. He's not with us live, but he is in the chat, chilling it up. We hope Grayson gets better, sir. But what is going on? Actually, I want to ask Booking Like a Mark, since you're on, and I know you love fantasy booking. Who would you have? What two wrestlers, men and female, including their kayfabe gimmick? So if they say they're from Russia, they are from Russia. But which two wrestlers would you choose, men and female, to represent the U.S. if professional wrestling was an Olympic sport? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Bernie Savage said Seth freaking Rollins and Mercedes Moné. And Knit Ram just said all I need is Chad Gable.
That's all you need.
So,
Thea Hale, Chad Gable.
Thea Hale, what in the world?
He doesn't
I
want
don't know
the
about
gold.
Thea.
He doesn't want the gold.
He doesn't want the gold. Hey, Bernie, I know you're happy, man. You saw the news this week before we start kicking it off on all things wrestling. But your girl, He's getting a divorce, and she seems sad and happy all at the same time. We're not going to get too much into it because that's their business. It's none of ours. But I know you put a little smile on your face when you saw the rumor mill this morning, and then she confirmed it. So when are you going to shoot your shot?
Probably next Comic-Con. You know, I'll try to get in there with people. Like I'll make a gear. You know, I'll try that strategy. It worked one time.
True. Hey, she might be there for WrestleCade. We don't know yet. You know what I mean? We don't know. We don't know if Tony Khan can answer the questions and have Mercedes Moné at WrestleCade. That'd be pretty fire. That'd be pretty crazy. Who knows? What about you, Nate? Are you excited that you get to shoot your shot with Miss Moné?
Oh yeah, you know, once she looks at her message request, she'll see my proposal and what I have to offer. You know, okay. I love her. She's awesome. But that being said, I mean, like we said, that's their business. I don't really know what happened on.
Oh yeah, no. I hope
they both have fabulous careers. So
that is very true. Everybody, it was weird seeing like the rumor mill. Everybody was like trying to shit on him, like, oh, that's what happens when you date a wrestler, marry a wrestler. They get big and they get famous. I'm just like, y'all, he was a wrestler too. He makes their gear. Like, he's very much in the scenes. Like, don't get it twisted. Do some homework. Do some research. Chances in here lighten up the chat. It's all about Brandy. So you got to love it. Brandy going to start shouting Melo's Anthony.
He better not shoot his shot.
Chano can't shoot his shot. He can't. He's locked up.
I'm talking about Martin.
Oh, dude, no. When it comes to Mercedes, I'm Trey Songz. It's Mr. Steel Girl.
Mr. Steel,
oh man. Oh man, let's talk some wrestling. We had a go home show this week for WWE. Let's kick it off with SmackDown. Fellas, LA Knight picking up a dub for SummerSlam against Santo Escobar. Match was pretty decent. It was really good. That's what I'm talking about. You see the yeah? That's what we like around here. That's what we want to see. How do you guys feel about LA Knight having a tune-up match 7 days before he's supposed to go one-on-one with the one and only Logan Paul for the United States Championship?
So my thing about all this, I don't mean to cut you off there, Brandy, but my thing about all this is like, y'all know I'm very huge that LA Knight should have been a champion. I'm not saying world champion, but a champion by now. I don't think he's winning this week. And I mean, I know we're going to get into that, but tune-up match or non-tune-up match, I just don't see him winning this week. And his title picture opportunities are looking pretty slim right now. I think he's so over, they don't think he needs a title. And I think that's always going to be his character.
Interesting. How are you feeling about Mr. LA Knight, Brandy Savage?
You know, you know how I feel about LA Knight. You know, that's my guy. You know, next tape. But other than that, you know, I'm kind of tired of seeing him wrestle Santos. Like, I feel like we've been doing that for a while now, and we kind of need something different. Like a tune-up match, sure, but like it could have been anybody else. Why is Santos still involved with this Logan Paul nonsense?
I agree with that. Maybe an in-house guy. Give LA Knight a squash match. You know, something to like put us on. You know what I mean? Make us believe he's ready for this. You know, and who knows? I'm one. I really think LA Knight might go over on this match. Like Nate Ram said, we're gonna get into it later. We might even get into it a little earlier in the show. But this is just something that I think this is the match that I'm gonna watch. Like I said last week, we spoke about these two guys early on in our show. You can go back and listen to all those episodes. You know, and Brandy wasn't an LA Knight guy. Me and Zombie defending LA Knight. Now tables have turned because LA Knight has put his back on Madison Square Garden and helped out our guy, Mr. Jalen Brunson. We're all LA Knight. Yeah. So it's interesting. It's really interesting to see. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I don't like Logan Paul. I'm very impressed with what Logan Paul has been doing in the last couple of years. He has been wrestling. Very, very impressive. Who knows? But this is his first title defense since WrestleMania. Nate Ram, does that kind of shock you in a way?
No, I think Logan Paul is more of a publicity stunt more than he's supposed to be a wrestler. And don't get me wrong, because Logan Paul doesn't have bad matches, doesn't have a lot of matches, but the matches he does have are not bad. I think his 250-day plus reign is smart. It was a smart move. Like I said, it got more people invested into the title scene, I think. And even now, I don't think he's losing it. I think they use him as a publicity stunt because he takes that title everywhere he goes. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. And LA Knight's one of those guys where he's constantly on TV doing talk shows, so he could do that too. But is it the same draw as Logan Paul? I don't think it is. I think Logan Paul's just a really smart advertising move. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. No, I see what you're saying. I could bounce forward and back from your thought right there, which is irregular. But let's jump into the chat. Booking Like a Mark gave us his answer, so he does agree with you, Nitram. He's going to go Chad Gable just because that's their guy, and he has an history of being an Olympic athlete, like you said earlier. But this is a good shout right here. I really do like this shout. They're going to go Tiffany Stratton because she could be an Olympian with her gymnastic background. And you know what? I like that pick. Those are two good picks right there. Chance said that LA Knight and Logan Paul are fated enemies. He says, Booking Like Mark says, you guys got me thinking over here. I'm just trying to get some drinks for SummerSlam. Has anyone tried the Stone Cold Steve Austin Broken Skull IPA? I have not. I've heard some decent things about it. I heard the Hulk Hogan one is terrible, though. Don't drink the Hulk Hogan IPA. I heard it sucks. The All-American beer, whatever it's called.
The Rock's tequila is really bad. I don't care what anyone says.
The Resposado's not bad, but also the Broken Skull, they're both good. They have like two versions. They're actually both pretty good. I have gotten them for WrestleMania.
Interesting. Well, there you go. Booking Like a Mark. Now you know Brandy Savage has gave you the thumbs up on the Broken Skull IPA. Chance says, if LA Knight never helped Brunson, we would still not like him.
That's right. Yeah.
That's facts. Oh man, I felt like we got a pointless promo on Friday night too. The Bianca Belair Jey Cargill wasn't meant for live TV. Could have been a vignette. Could have been something that could have been like maybe 20 minutes shorter. It probably wasn't even 20 minutes, but I'm just exaggerating. But I'm just saying it took really long. That entire promo was really long.
It did. And I gotta say, I blame Brandy for me not liking this promo extra hard.
Ooh.
I blame Brandy for this because Brandy told me, and I quote, well, Jade and Bianca are going to be in a tag team match for the titles on SmackDown. And all they did was cut a promo. And I was so confused, which made me not like it even more. And, so I just blame him for false advertising.
Man, I think that's what I was told. I think we talked about it in the pod last week too, where that was supposed to happen.
I'm not sure if it wasn't supposed to happen. We'll get into their NXT match on, when we get there. But I just felt like this promo wasn't needed for live television. It wasn't needed. We could have got a vignette, then cut to a commercial or something. But it dragged way too long than I felt like it was supposed to. I don't know, man. It just wasn't it for me.
If anything, they should have cut a shorter version of this on NXT. If anything.
Yeah.
You know what? I probably would have liked that. a little bit more. We have new number one contenders for tag titles. Jacob Fatu, Tonga Toa are the new number one contenders. Do you guys like that? The match was kind of
the new champions.
That gauntlet match was all over the place. Man, the Street Profits never getting no love. Like literally just carrying that whole gauntlet match. And then these two come out. Jacob Fatu just wrecks house.
Yeah, man. It's just
as he should.
Just make wrestling less predictable.
Now, Nitram, you said something pretty interesting. You said these are our next new tag team champions.
Those are your next champions. I think this is what I think about everything. One, y'all know how much I love Jacob Fatu. I push for him real hard in MLW and GCW and all that stuff. But he's older. He's an older guy. You know what I mean? Like to start his WWE rookie year now, he's an older guy.
Right.
I think they're gonna go ahead, give him the tag titles. They're gonna build his resume slowly because he's a future. I'm not gonna say world champion, but he's definitely a future multiple time mid-card champion, possibly one-time world champion. So I think they want to build his resume as quick as they can because they only got, like I said, not putting a thing on his timeline or anything like that, but at best 4 or 5 years in him at this rate. So
okay. And you think in
he
the
wins the tag titles now?
And you think in the 4 or 5 years, only tag team champion?
No, I think this year tag team champions. Next year he'll be like an Intercontinental or something, a United States, something like that, and then eventually he'll have his title program. I think he'll get one run. I think he will get one run.
Could you see him having a solo career? Could you see him having a better solo career than Solo, Tama, or Loa? Definitely better than.
I think
you could have a better career than.
I think besides Roman Reigns, he will be the person that we talk about the most out of that family. This includes The Rock, because The Rock is his own era. But I could agree with Jey, Jimmy, all of them. I think Jacob Fatu is the one that's going to be the next big name for the family.
Tribal Chief.
I could agree with that only because I feel like Jacob Fatu might give us more oh my god moments than any of them else would. So that'd be interesting. Chan says Jey is the clear number 2 behind Roman.
I mean, I kind of have to agree with Martin on if I had to pick the next tribal chief after Roman, it would probably be Jacob Fatu. It wouldn't be Jey.
It wouldn't be Jey.
Jey's a tag team wrestler. That's it.
Let's relax, settle down.
You're lucky
he's doing solo things. There's a tag team that I personally like. I know Nit Ram personally likes. Brittany Savage. I even think you said you personally liked them, and I really want to know what could they do to give these guys a push, make them a draw, make them feel important? Because on the comedic side, they're great, but like literally in ring, they're so misused because they are so underrated. But my question to you, and I want to start with Brandy, and then we're going to move on to Nit Ram. What could Pretty Deadly do to become more of a bigger draw?
Stay healthy. I feel like that was the only thing that affected them being over at this certain time. They got hurt. Because I love them. They're still over with me. They're still a draw to me.
I thought they were the ones that were going to be the new number 1 contenders for the titles.
Once it was established that the
Bloodline was in it.
Yeah, or they were last. I was like, oh, whoever. Yeah. It doesn't matter who it is.
It was like that time they did it for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I was like, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is winning this whole thing.
Yeah,
doesn't even make sense. But I got you. Nit Ram, what about you? Brandy says all they need to do is stay healthy, and they'll get the push. They'll become the draw that I want them to be. But what could Pretty Deadly do for you to become a bigger draw?
They need to drop the comedy, which is why we like Pretty Deadly. No, but hear me out. Hear me out, okay? I'm going to name some teams, and you tell me if I'm wrong here, okay? Pretty Deadly falls in the same line as the Fashion Police, the Vaudevillains, our Awesome Truth, the B Team, and so on and so on of comedy tag teams. Will they be tag team champions? Of course, because they're funny. But that's all they're banking on, is that they make people laugh. They're never going to be taken as a serious tag team. And don't get me wrong, because these guys are lovely. They're great wrestlers. I'm very behind Pretty Deadly. I like the Yes Boys. I really do. I'm not trying to hate here, but I don't think WWE will ever look at them more than a comedy tag team, because that's all they are. They're Fashion Police. You know what I mean? They're B team.
I think every team you named, they are way better in ring.
Yeah, and they're more. And those teams are actually kind of successful.
They were phenomenal at UK. Phenomenal at regular NXT.
There are teams you didn't name that could actually have the same thing attached to them, which would be like Eminem and what's it called? Which I feel like we're taking real serious at a certain point.
But Eminem had serious points. They had a serious run. They weren't always a comedy gimmick. Before Joe Mercury's big injury, they were a serious tag team. I'm saying they could be tag team champions. And I hope they do, because they're a great tag team. They're fabulous. They're fabulous wrestlers. But as long as they're a comedy gimmick, they're never going to be longest tag team. They're never going to be. They might be like a 2-time or 3-time whatever, but they're always going to be known for comedy stuff. It's the same thing as Awesome Truth. Like we were all happy Awesome Truth won, right? But because our Truth hilarious, Miz is great. It wasn't because they're great, not like we really cared about their actual stuff. We wanted to see them do funny stuff.
So, but I think you have to be funny to get to that point, which means you can't be serious immediately. Because, like, look at Alpha Academy. They were funny as hell, and now they're serious, and one guy's going off fighting one of the biggest factions, and the other guys are still goofballs in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
But
look at Chase U. You know what I mean? Chase U was kind of a funny gimmick, and now they're really taking this thing serious. So I agree with Brandy. Sometimes you got sometimes if the comedy route works, you got to start there and just work your way up. You know what I mean? And then it eventually works. And I would say that works for solo wrestlers too. You know what I mean? Look at Kofi Kingston. He was a gimmick wrestler and then became world champion.
He wasn't a comedy wrestler though. He was just Jamaican.
Well,
he went out there. Let's be real. He went out there and all everybody wanted to do was the boom.
Yeah. But Matt Riddle was somebody who was funny, but actually could turn it on when needed. That's why I like Matt Riddle.
Chano's in the chat.
Has accomplishments.
Chano's in the chat. The residential haters are always feuding with each other, even though they're tag team champions. He says Martin is delusional. Not everyone needs to be serious. Other teams try too hard. They can go in the ring, but everyone is limited. So, Booking Like Mark says they nailed the pretty, but we need to see some deadly side. I like that.
It is.
I like that.
Good job,
like
Mark.
that.
I don't have a sign for you. Next week, I'll have a sign for you.
I like that. I like that answer, Mark. That was a really good answer. Let's move on. Let's change subjects. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I really don't like this. I don't like what happened in Monday Night Raw. I don't like the stipulations of this match anymore. I was hyped for it, but now that Seth Rollins is special guest referee and he laid down the rule, the one and only rule for SummerSlam is they must listen to him. They must do as he says. And I don't like that. I don't like that because I thought I was gonna get Drew and CM Punk and they were gonna tear their heads off, but I feel like Seth Rollins is gonna simmer that down for us. We're not gonna get the match I think we all want. Nate Ram's holding up a sign that says Seth Rollins screws Drew McIntyre.
It says Drew screws Drew. It's been a story of Drew's career. Drew screws Drew again. If y'all don't mind, I'd like to just go ahead and say how I see this whole match running down real quick.
Now we'll get there. We'll get to your SummerSlam prediction. Do you like Seth Rollins' stipulation for this match?
I mean, he's the star of the match, so yeah, I like him.
He's a special guest, ref. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
whatever.
He's a star.
It's whatever.
He's wearing the stripes, all right? It's his world. They're stepping in it.
I don't know.
I don't care for the whole match, to be honest.
I didn't like it. Really? This is like I was really hyped for this match. This is something I was, the story build-up was great. Two guys that hated each other, kayfabe hated each other. One gets injured, the other gets injured. They still hate each other. They're still killing each other on national television. They're both cleared. We can have a match. And now I don't think it's
kayfabe hate. I think they really hate each other, bro.
I think so too.
No, I don't think they really.
They got real beef, bro. They got real beef, bro.
I don't know. They'd have to come out and say it. I'd have to get both of them on four sides of the ring and on opinionated, and they'd have to tell me why they hate each other. And Brandy Savage will have a savage moment and say, "I don't believe in neither one of you."
I believe in neither one of you. I know he makes more than you, and you mad about it.
Right. Yes, watch Opinionated on YouTube. You guys can catch all our episodes out right now. We just dropped one yesterday. Days are long. We had Alpha Academy negative 2.0. They beat Otis and Tozawa. That match was pretty decent. It was okay. Alpha Academy has new gear. Kind of weird to see him more on the heel side because they've been faces for so long. Let's see how it works. I'm excited to see where they go with Chad Gable. Out of that, though, we got something pretty cool. We talked about it last week, and Brandy Savage said it himself. I want to see what they look like unmasked. And they did that. And it was still pretty scary. It was
Yes,
still
it was.
pretty creepy. I mean,
Almost
Gacy looked.
unrecognizable.
I mean, if you want to talk about
Dexter
unrecognizable,
Lumis.
Dexter Lumis is a whole new person.
Like,
I don't know who that was.
That's Pazuzu, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
nah, they all looked amazing, man.
So yeah, we got that. We got some moves from them. They wrestled a little bit. And then we got 2 new video packages, and you both called this. Well, I feel like you both said a name apiece. One went Lumis, the other went Gacy. I did like Lumis's better than I liked Gacy's, but it was interesting. Nate Ram, how did you feel about the Lumis and Gacy video package?
I think all the video packages are like A1. Like I said, it's character development. You know what I'm saying? It's a slow burn. I like horror movies. This is leading up to a bigger picture. I think we're eventually going to get the video package of all of them sitting down in like a big group, like an AA kind of cycle. You know what I mean? We're all just like, we are family in a sense. And that's what I'm waiting for. The big shot of when the camera backs out and they're all sitting there talking to Alexa Bliss. That's what I want.
Okay, Brendy, how'd you feel about the Lumis and Gacy video package?
I love it all. I mean, it's cinema, baby. And when wrestling is cinema, I can't complain.
That's facts. When wrestling is cinema, it's just beautiful to watch. You can't complain. I think we've been watching cinema for the last 5 years with the Bloodline, so it feels good, and it feels good to have something new and refresh and something interesting that keeps pulling us. Raw has these things that keeps pulling us back to Raw. SmackDown might be losing this race right now. Not gonna lie.
I can tell you why.
The Judgment Day.
Cody Rhodes.
Ooh.
Cody Rhodes. Who was winning the draw before? It was SmackDown, and then where did Cody go? And then where is the draw again? Just saying.
Okay, I'm gonna remember that. We're gonna bring that. We gotta have that conversation with Chana. We gotta have that conversation. That's a Chana. That's a Chano conversation. That's a Chano conversation that we gotta get in here. I don't want, you know what I mean. I don't need me and Nate Ram tag teaming up on you like that. You know what I mean. So we gotta have that conversation with Chano's here.
Because y'all know I'm right.
I don't know if you're right. I don't know if you're right.
I mean, neither world champion's a draw, if you ask me. Neither world champion. I don't watch these programs to watch Damian Priest, and I don't watch these programs to watch Cody Rhodes. If you ask me to make cards and tag titles, I don't think holding these shows down. That's all I got to say about that.
But when Roman was champ, he was a draw.
I never said he wasn't.
I'm adding to your point about how Cody isn't a draw. And how
What do
Seth
you-
Rollins is also a draw.
What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think are you tuning into more of SmackDown, or are you tuning into more Raw these days? Who knows? I know what Brandy be tuning into, and that's Tuesday nights because that's his show, right?
Yeah, every week.
It's no NXT. We had the Australian Brunson Reed he gets a dub over Sheamus. Was a really good match between the both. Brunson Reed, you know what's crazy is Brunson Reed gets on all these like crazy win streaks, and then this man has like the craziest, bizarre, like something in his personal life happens. You know what I mean? Like he was in a crazy win streak. I thought he was going to do great things to go to Australia. Man's had a baby. Just like, okay, well, then got to put him back to the side. So hopefully now looks like he's getting those streaks back. It looks like he's getting his wins back and getting put into a storyline. And hopefully we might see him and Braun Breaker cross paths. That's a match I would love to see. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I hope Brunson Reed has really big things. Shouts out to Sheamus doing the veteran thing and putting the young guy over. We had another vet put another young guy over. Main event, Jey Uso goes over Carlito in another decent match. I would say this is a decent match for both guys. It could have been better. It should have been better, but it was a decent match.
It was a squash.
Carlito, I watch Carlito more than I watch Damian Priest. Carlito is more of a draw. Carlito is hilarious.
He's absolutely hilarious.
Like hilarious. Love it.
Okay.
But the match was decent. I feel like maybe it might be Carlito's age or something, but there's something about it where he's not, maybe he just can't keep up with the new guys. I'm not saying he can't, but there's something about him doing the heel thing where he's not really going 100% like he was when he was trying to be with Rey Mysterio. You know what I mean? Because now he's just a whiny heel, but hilarious. Prefer it this way. Bring back his old music.
Yes. Bring
Yes.
back the man who spits in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
And let him spit the damn apple.
Right. We're over the pandemic. It's no more.
Actually, can I say something here? Because I brought this up to Brandy, and I just want to tune in on here.
Go ahead.
The man bit the apple in front of the referee, right? And this is what Carlito does. The referee then told Carlito to throw away the apple and spit it out. Since when is spitting in the face a disqualification? Because it's definitely not.
It is when you want to bury a wrestler and want him to quit.
I'm just saying, like, if that's the case, Asuka spits in people's faces, and that stuff is green. It's clear as day. She did it. Where else did it come from? She don't get disqualified. I'm just saying.
I guess it's because hers is more of a mist. You know what I mean? And an apple can be used as a weapon. You know what I mean? And then it's chunks that he's spitting. So it could knock an eye out. Who knows? That's why it's a disqualification. It's a weapon.
I'm not accepting that response.
Asuka spitting poison.
Oh man, booking like a mark is sent an answer here. He said a hero is only as good as his villain. No offense to AJ Styles, Logan Paul, or Solo Sikoa, but none of them are on Roman's level. That's why Cody is struggling. Priest is finally getting hot because Gunther is a great villain for him.
Facts. But where's it at? Gunther over Priest.
I don't know, man. Let's move on. We talked about it last week. Where's this story going? They finally had a match. Karrion Kross goes over Xavier Woods. You know what was crazy? Karrion Kross telling Xavier Woods Kofi Kingston should have retired after he lost in 6 seconds.
What's wrong?
Where's the lie?
Where's the lie?
No, he didn't. Kofi doesn't have to retire. That's kind of great. But still, that whole match, Karrion Kross was talking the most shit I've ever seen Karrion Kross talk. Like he was just talking straight shit to Xavier Woods, and there was nobody there to help Woods. He was absolutely right. He was just there to take a beating. Now I know you guys think that this might be a way to bring back the big man himself, Mr. Big E, but I think Xavier Woods might be joining Karrion Kross here, and the New Day will officially be over.
Plot twist. All this for Kofi to join the Final Testament.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Kofi.
I don't know. The next turn is harder if it's Xavier.
I think the turn is better if it's Xavier Woods. In front, he has to turn on Kofi. He has to turn on Kofi in front of Big E.
Of Big E in the crowd. Oh man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But we're back at it again. Where's this story going? What are these two doing? What's the reasoning behind all this? And what are we going to get out of it? Right.
I just want to say he's not wrong because what has Kofi done since? Would his career be?
I think they won the tag title. They won the tag
one
title.
time.
You said what he's done. I'm just naming accomplishments.
I'm just saying his career wouldn't be much different if he retired that day.
No, he'd be a Hall of Fame already.
In a go home show, someone had another warm up match. Gunther goes over Finn Balor, because he's heading into SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was really weird to have this match. Was actually really good. Gunther was destroying Finn Balor's chest. I mean, anybody that can step into the ring and take a chop from that man, hats off to y'all, because I have an asthma attack every time I see it. So, and Gunther, if you're out there curing asthma, come holler at your boy.
They're not as impactful as when he was heavier set. That's all. I'm not saying I'm glad he lost all that weight. I'm glad he's healthy. But when Gunther was heavy set, those hands were heavy set.
See?
That's all I'm saying.
It's fans like you that's going to make him go fat again, and then we're not going to get the Gunther we love.
Hey, we love fat Gunther. We don't body shame here.
People want Walter back, huh?
Right. Yeah, you just say you want Walter back, bro. Just say you want Walter back. But Gunther doing Gunther things, picking up a dub over Finn Balor and the Judgment Day, making his way, heading his way into SummerSlam for that World Heavyweight Championship. And let me put some respect on my boy's name because I've been slacking. It's King Gunther. King Gunther is going
Fair
into
point.
SummerSlam
It is.
to have a
And
match.
your new world champion.
Well, let's hope. We're gonna get into that. Tuesday night was pretty good, guys. Tuesday night was pretty good. I really want to ask this question because I feel like they should be, because I'm not into Alba Fire or anything like that. But Last Legend, Jakara Jackson, should they be tag team champs?
They're not ready.
No. I've seen a lot of botches in that match, and I'm not even saying it was their fault because,
Right.
and I'm not even trying to say it was Alba Fire and Issa Dawn's fault. Again, they haven't wrestled in like 3 months, so like
Chemistry wasn't there. There was some miscommunications.
Fair enough.
But I do hope that they keep the NXT tag title pictures. Well, the tag team championship for the woman in the NXT cycle.
Jade and Bianca ain't going down there.
They ain't going down there. Jade should be down there, but she ain't going.
She ain't going down there.
True. Let's get a word from our sponsors, jump into our segment, and then we'll continue our NXT talk.
What's up, my fellow bad guys? Just when you thought we were down bad, Brandy's here to pick us right back up. Thanks to our partnership with SeatGeek, we got good seats and great prices. New users can score a fantastic $20 off their final ticket purchase by using the exclusive promo code 4SIDESOTR at checkout for any event. That's 4SIDESOTR. Tell them the bad guy sent you.
4 Sides OTR, SeatGeek. Use our code, get $20 off, $50 or more. And we got you guys wherever you need to go. So if you're trying to go to SummerSlam late minute, use that code. If you're trying to go to AEW in Winston-Salem, North Carolina this upcoming Wednesday, use that code. And
We did
hook you guys up. But thanks to SeatGeek, this segment moved the needle. And my needle today, fellas, is if LA Knight wins the U.S. title, will he finally move the needle? Brandy Savage, let's start with you.
Why always gotta start with me with LA Knight? Don't you know to like hold myself back and like try to talk good about the man? The man already moves the needle. What are we talking about? When he has Jalen Brunson by his side. So it's a fair question. I mean, yeah, he's gonna move the needle. The crowd loves him.
Okay. Nate Ram,
The crowd loves him.
is LA Knight going to move the needle if he wins this U.S. title?
No. LA Knight winning the title seems transitional to me. I don't know.
Damn.
Look, I love LA Knight as much as the next year, but LA Knight winning the United States Championship seems like a 2-month run for me. I don't think he moves the needle. Honestly, I think he's one of those champions that when he wins the belt, I forget that he's champion.
Damn. He said he's Austin Theory.
Rey Mysterio. He was another one that was like that. When Rey Mysterio had the belt, I forgot it was Rey Mysterio. Like,
Because
if
he
people
decided he
question
didn't
me
want to
right
walk
now,
out with it.
If the Zombie King
You
was
know-
here right now, he would tell you how long to the exact time and second Rey Mysterio was
Well,
U.S. champion.
2 months,
y'all
23
know what
days,
I mean.
94 seconds.
Y'all know what I mean. There's like certain time periods where people can ask you who don't watch wrestling like that, well, who's this champion? And you sit there and think about it. Right now in WWE, I don't have that problem. LA Knight wins this title. I honestly think I'll forget that he's U.S. champion if he holds it more than 2 months.
Wow. Okay. I agree with
But
Brandy. He already moves the needle. He's the man is hot. You know what I mean? Fans love him. The crowd loves him. He's got the catch. He's got the name for the catchphrase, and he's got everything going on, everything right for him right now. On the contrary, here to say a mid card championship, and then have somebody to say that man is going to be a transitional champion with a mid card championship is wild. But at the same time, you're not lying. Because, I mean, other than Logan Paul, who's really a good fit to challenge LA Knight for the championship, or even who's a better fit than LA Knight to challenge Logan Paul
Obviously,
for this United States
Santos, Escobar.
right? Because they've been feuding for so long.
No, but
There's
honestly,
Andrade.
yeah, there's a lot of people for LA Knight for that mid division that needs to be. They're not being used for it. But Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, it's so many.
There's a lot of good mid carders, and I think LA Knight has better matches with those guys than Logan Paul would.
Nah,
But
Logan Paul
I will say promos between Logan Paul and Andrade would be great television. But hey, that's our segment. Move the needle. Chat. What do y'all guys think? If LA Knight wins this USA title Saturday night, does he finally move the needle for you, or has he already been moving the needle? Let us know, fellas. I want to talk about my guy Tony D, because I feel like Tony D is having some of the best matches as Heritage Cup champion. Like, I'm so interested in watching this man wrestle. He's just really good. Tony D should be champ, but you know what? There was a better champ at the time, and his name was Trick Williams.
It's not even the truth. It was Dragunov. His name was Dragunov.
His name was Dragunov. You're absolutely right. His name was Dragunov. But no, man, Tony D has been having some really good matches, and I want to say some of the best matches he's had in a minute.
So good. He is so
yeah,
good.
Dude, he's really good.
When me and Martin seen him at Stand Deliver, I was like, I'm a fan of this guy for life, because honestly, he's so much bigger in person, ayo. But like, it's kind of like he just looks great. And even the match with this Rook, it's a great match, great Heritage Cup match.
Mm-hmm. I hope when his time comes and he's called up, I hope it's just him.
Yeah,
everyone else. And everyone else is behind. No. Listen, listen.
I agree with Marcus. Already, I agree with Marcus.
I hope it's just him, and Buddy. Goodwill Ricky Stark stay behind. Adriana stays behind. The rest of the family stays behind. As they develop, as they develop a little bit more, right? And as Tony D is in the main roster, and we're watching his journey come up. You know what I mean? I would like to just see him do good things, not win any championship. I don't want to see him win any gold until he reunites with the family, because that is the reason why he does this, right? So it's just like he needs to be on top to supply for his family, like any man should, like any man would. But I think once his time is at the main roster, I just want to see him fight. I want to see him be the dog again and start at the grind and make his way back up there, because he is Intercontinental Championship material. He is United States Championship material. He's World Heavyweight Championship material. The WWE Championship, that's a conversation. You know what I mean? But
Speed Championship.
No, we're not talking about that. Get that out of here.
It's similar.
He's a Heritage Cup winner.
Similar though. It's 3-minute rounds.
Similar.
It's similar.
It is similar. It is similar, but I want not for my guy. You know what I mean? He already held the Heritage Cup. So
the only reason why I disagree with you,
Andrade held it.
God, please don't. The only reason I kind of disagree with you is because Tony D does something that I think not a lot of leaders and factions can do, and that's highlight your entire crew while still looking dominant as a leader. And to be honest, the last person to do that, I think, is like a perfect example will be the Bloodline, which is Roman being a dominant leader, but Jey and Jimmy still becoming these individual characters that outshine. Like, I like the no quarter catch crew, right? I like them. But to me, that's Charlie Dempsey. Like, if Charlie Dempsey wasn't in that thing, I don't think I'd watch the other two guys. And they're good. Tavion Heights, great match. You know what I mean? Like, really, hats off to him. Great match. But there's something about Stax, Rizzo, and now I sound contradictory because I can't think of the other guy's name off the top of my head. But when they all come together, it's like Tony D elevates them to be their own people. So I think when you call Tony to the main roster, it has to be the dawn of SmackDown, the dawn of Raw, but with the family. You're calling up the whole family because it keeps that image of him being the Don. Yeah, starting from the bottom.
Family. What's wrong with
who's
families?
With you saying that who's a better general manager for him to pair up with to be the Don? Nick Aldis,
Nick Aldis.
or Adam Pearce?
Nick Aldis.
So SmackDown. So he needs to go to SmackDown because SmackDown's not a draw right now, is what you're saying. So you agree with Randy Savage that Cody Rhodes isn't doing his job as champion?
Oh yeah, dude, I totally watch it. The Don.
When does Cody Rhodes do anything as champion? He gets his ass whipped like 6 straight weeks in a row by Solo.
That's true. Leave your champion alone, fellas.
No, he's not Roman.
Fellas. Tuesday night, man. Nobody said we had a free concert going on. My guy, you say his name, and Joe Hendry appears. You could say you love Joe Hendry. Did you like Joe Hendry's concert, Brendan?
It was fantastic.
Okay.
It was like, I mean, like, you know, like, what was it? Gallus's bad awkward facial hair. It's true. They do. Honestly, the guy got bars.
What about you, Nate Ram?
You know, on Drop the Mic, they had Torin, our friend from the pod, on, and she pretty much said Joe Hendry is what they wish Elias was.
Mm-hmm.
And watching this concert, I would 100% agree. Joe Hendry's concert was incredible. I don't like a lot of segments like that. I'm lying. I really do. I love them. I love them all. But it was almost like watching a rock concert, because, like, you know, the Rock's going to be hilarious. You know what I mean? Joe Hendry to me is hilarious. Like Randy said, he wasn't lying. The man was just spitting bars. And if you're familiar with Joe Hendry's work, like, I knew this was coming. I thought he was going to bag on NXT a lot harder, and this was going to start the TNA invasion, but we didn't get that. So until then, we love Joe Hendry.
I don't think it's happening, man.
I watched that episode of Mouthing Off of Mike. Shouts out to Mouthing Off of Mike and Boom Broadcasting and doing the nightcaps. And Torrin was on it, and I heard him make that comment, and then I thought to myself, they want Joe Hendry to be just like Elias, but Elias had thousands, and I mean upon thousands of people saying his name. Joe Hendry has never stepped into an arena and has anybody do that for him, let alone NXT is not even comparable to any live event that Monday Night Raw or SmackDown has ever done. So then I thought about it. I said, is that what they wanted, or did they want Elias to be more of a draw? And they didn't get that. Because in reality, Elias is a better in-ring wrestler than Joe Hendry.
No.
Every day, twice on Sunday.
Damn.
He plays the guitar better than Joe Hendry.
Maybe.
His songs might be even a little bit better. You know, between the lisp and the accent, it's kind of the same for me. But I think I got to go with Elias.
I love Elias.
Or Ezekiel, I'm sorry, or Ezekiel, whoever you prefer.
Ezekiel's the best out of them all. He's the best wrestler.
I think he's going to buy Elijah now, actually.
Elijah.
But
Ezekiel's his brother. Filthy.
Me and Marcus always say he's one of the biggest drop balls in wrestling, like, especially for our era. But to say Joe Hendry, dude, you're not watching what this guy's doing, bro.
I'm watching a man play guitar.
Radio. No, dude, you don't understand. They got the NFL using his song. They got the basketball courts, people playing it in stadiums. They got random celebrities. They got all these people doing the We Believe in Joe Hendry.
Elias he's paying for that.
Yeah, you know what? Nah,
TNA
it's money.
Got that bread,
money,
bro.
Money.
TNA don't got that bread.
No, but WWE does.
He was popular before that.
I've been watching football my entire life. Never have I ever seen Jamal Williams talk about wrestling a day in his life. Anime, of course, any given time. Anything comic books, any given time. Never. He's never spoken about wrestling. All of a sudden, he believes. Pay the man so he could do a cameo. Who's next? Oh, Fox? Yeah. Hey, I want to send this guy over here so he could do a little promotion for a business that's dying and a business that's about to buy him out because he's part of the WWE. Yeah, let me send him over there so he can do some television. Pay the man. Money. It's money, right? They couldn't do that for Elias. You know why? Because Elias has a lisp. It works for Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes wears a suit, so you're dazzled in his shine.
I mean, I see it and hear it every time.
Oh yeah, I mean, I do too. Don't get me wrong. But like, don't sit there and don't sit there and say that WWE is not putting money so this guy could throw his face out there, or they could throw his face out there, because they are. And I think you know that. Like, come on now. Nobody in the world was talking about this man until he finally maybe
changed
made an appearance.
His song. No.
He did change his song. He did change his song.
And it became a global meme. It had nothing to do with WWE. WWE wouldn't even want Joe Hendry if he didn't become a global meme.
I don't know.
Man,
they would have took a Moose or somebody like that.
They weren't going to.
For that notice, Brandon Marcus hates TNA.
I don't hate.
I think
TNA.
He does actually.
I just don't like
TNA channel the other day, and he
I don't
react.
I don't hate TNA. I just Just Joe Hendry just doesn't do it for me.
So Joe Hendry doesn't
who on
move
TNA
the
does it
needle?
for you?
Doesn't no. Well, if I hate TNA, then Ram, you hate TNA too.
I love TNA.
No, you don't because you don't like Jeff Hardy. So
Jeff
you hate
Hardy is
TNA.
not TNA.
He is
Jeff Hardy's
TNA.
not TNA. He's WWE. He'll always be
He's
WWE.
TNA for life.
He's TNA,
for
bro.
life.
He's on
For life.
TNA. That's where he's at.
That's where he feels most comfortable. He said it himself.
That's where he's at. Yup.
They allow
So
him
you
to do
hate-
things.
So you hate
They don't-
TNA as well. Sorry to tell you.
They don't
You know who I
drugs.
don't. You know who I don't hate because she is up and coming. She is a star. She is everything that a wrestler needs. She's got it. And me and Brandy have been saying it since we've seen her. How you doing, Miss Parker? You are up
Hey, Miss
next,
Parker.
girl.
I
Dude,
love her.
Jada Parker's filthy, man. She's got the it factor. She could talk her ass off. She's hard hitting. The moveset is crazy.
She's gorgeous.
She's got it all. She's got it all. Put the North American Championship on my girl.
She should have won it.
You
If
think
not
she
her,
should have
Fallon
won?
Henley. I still think, and I'm not bashing on her. I still think Kalani Jordan was the wrong call there.
Nope.
No, I don't think Kalani Jordan was the wrong call, but at the same time, I don't even think Fallon Henley was going to be the right call. I just want to see the title on Miss Parker now. And that's all I really got to say about Miss Parker. She deserves it.
Marcus hates TNA.
I don't hate TNA. NXT vets. Fallon Henley. She led that team. They destroyed those NXT green beans. So Ruka had no chance with her team against Fallon Henley. And it turned out. I still think Carmen Petrovic coming out with the samurai sword is crazy.
It's so threatening.
It's like, yes, it's so threatening. Like, you don't need to come out with that shit. Like, let's be real. You're never going to use it.
Or she
And if
can
you-
cut someone's hair. She doesn't have to chop somebody or stab them. But another female can pull someone's hair and she could just do a quick slice. That's all I want.
That's what that
I'm
makes
like,
it.
you know what? She used it.
She's never going to use it. Never. And if she does use it, it'd be worse than when Drew McIntyre tried to use his sword.
And cut the ropes. That was amazing.
That was pretty bad. Nah,
was
that was as
amazing.
bad as Retribution bringing a
That-
chainsaw to the ring.
That was Tony Khan who brought that chainsaw out.
No, Retribution did that. On their debut, they came out with a chainsaw and cut the ropes.
I think you're talking about the Chainsaw Massacre match on AEW.
Oh, yeah, that was
No,
awful
yeah,
too.
that was-
We're not on that show yet.
That was a little opposite.
I'll bring it up then.
Fellas, Thea Hale had a match for the NXT Women's Championship, but she came up short. So my question to you, fellas, is who is next for Miss Roxy? Who is gonna take the title for Miss Perez? I just threw a couple names up here because there's some people that I personally would like to see. We have Julia, we have Stephanie, but I would really like to see Cora Jade come back. I'd really like to see Nikita Lyons come back. But who do you guys thinking? Who you thinking, Brandy? Who you thinking deserves to take this
Honestly,
title off of Miss?
Anybody but Nikita Lyons.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of phased out. But honestly, Cora Jade, always Cora Jade. Cora Jade, just give her the damn title.
Okay, Nate Ram.
So I don't see her dropping the title anytime soon. I want to make that very clear. I think she wins the Rumble. I think the story, just hear me out here, guys. I think the story that they've been telling with Roxanne is she wanted to be drafted, but she couldn't because she was champion. I don't think she loses this title. I think she goes all the way to the Rumble. I think she wins the Rumble to be the first NXT person to win the Rumble for the women's side. And at this moment, for some reason, Charlotte Flair will be champion. And I think she's going to WrestleMania against Charlotte Flair. Because I don't see why else she would make these references and call her out multiple times if Charlotte Flair is not the agenda. And I don't see Charlotte Flair going back to NXT. Please don't send Charlotte Flair back to NXT.
So you would still feel like that even if Julia or Stephanie made their debut at the Royal Rumble?
I think Julia or Stephanie's time is after she vacates the title after the Rumble, when she goes to the call-up. I don't think Ava lets her take the title. So there'll be a vacant thing, and the pay-per-view leading up until then will be like a Stephanie or Julia. You know what I'm saying?
So
Multiple
you're
people
saying-
like that. Jada Parker.
Are you saying you want Roxanne Perez to be the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion ever?
100%.
Yeah. Nate Ram is no longer part of Four Sides of the Ring after he's disrespecting Asuka like that. This is crazy.
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. If I think NXT has the best women's roster hands down right now. I really do. I stand 10 toes down on that. They have the best women's roster as of right now.
That's pretty crazy.
Without Roxanne to make a lot of these women get better and look better and develop and tell stories like that, I do think it hurts them. I think she deserves to be the longest NXT women's champion. And I think her call up needs to be significant. And I think she wins the Rumble because she's the prodigy.
And the crowd goes mid. Yeah, you and I don't. I think she's okay. She's great, but I don't think she deserves to beat Asuka's record. That's just wild. At the same time,
nasty word.
I don't think she's holding the title to Mania or to the Rumble. But we can see. We can see what happens. I don't know. I just think I'm with Brandy Savage. If Cora Jade comes back anytime soon, put the title on Cora Jade. Let's do it. But if not, if Stephanie's her next opponent or Julia her next opponent, then maybe. Brandy said he don't want to see Nikita Lyons. I thought it'd be cool to see Nikita Lyons back. I was trying to figure out.
I'm over the hype. I'm over the hype.
Over the hype?
Yeah.
Okay. You're over the hype just the same way Nitram is over TNA Women's Wrestling because last year he was saying TNA had the best women's division. Now all of a sudden, all of a sudden, it's NXT. You know why? Because Nitram hates TNA.
No, that's Marcus.
Nate Ram hates TNA.
Marcus hates TNA.
Shit. Marcus, he has a sign, bro. I have to take his word more.
You can't read it though.
Worked real hard on this.
Let's keep moving on, man. Everybody was asking Wednesday night after they saw Old Boy have a match with Will Ospreay. Why isn't Lance Archer being used more? Nitram was on Twitter saying because Japan needs him most.
They do.
Can you explain your answer there, Nitram?
So everyone knows that Japan and AEW have a working relationship. And everyone always complains, oh, well, Japan's always sending guys like Minoru Suzuki and, Ishii and all these other guys. Who's AEW sending? Guys, they're sending Lance Archer. He's loved out there. He's always been loved out there. He's a fabulous worker. He's a great big man. They need Lance Archer. And, they can bring Lance Archer back to AEW. I'm always going to pop for him. I always hope that Jake the Snake's still with him. I always hope for that kind of stuff. I love it when he's throwing people in the ceilings, into walls, and all this other crazy stuff. He's a great character. But realistically, they're not going to send... they do send Moxley, but you're not going to send your top guy, right? So you're going to send someone who's really good, who their crowd already knows, and that's Lance Archer. I love Lance Archer.
I'm a fan of Lance Archer too. So, I agree with you. He's doing great things in Japan. Nothing too extravagant, but he's doing great things over there. He's being that big heel that they need as an American too.
And he's every cup.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He does his thing. He goes out there. He goes out there. Yeah. He does what he needs to do. He gets paid for it. He's working. And I just think there's really no space for Lance Archer on AEW. He just doesn't really fit in the demeanor of AEW right now. Any big guy really doesn't fit the demeanor of AEW because they're just real fast-paced wrestling and flashy moments and moves and stuff like that. So it's just harder for the bigger guys. And it sucks. It does suck in a way because you don't get to see guys like Lance Archer. But like Nitram said, he's not just being on the shelf collecting dust. He is, he's out there. He's doing the things that he needs to do to, one, supply for his family and support himself. But also he's happy. He's never came out once and said anything bad about the company. He's never said that Tony Khan was misusing him or anything like that. So I think that people questioning why Lance Archer isn't being seen more on AEW, I think that's the wrong question. I think that what you should be asking yourself is, why does Tony Khan keep sending why is he the only man that keeps going to Japan? Man has a full roster of people. give my guy a day off. You know what I mean?
They're nobodies to Japan. You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
you know what I'm saying, bro. Lance Archer in Japan, people don't understand. He's honestly a pretty big deal.
I put any money on it. If Lance Archer would have won the NJPW championship, nobody would have been mad.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Instead of John Moxley, if it was Lance Archer, nobody would have been upset. What about you, Brandy? Was this your first encounter with Mr. Archer, or are you kind of familiar?
I'm somewhat familiar with him.
Are you a believer? Does he move the needle for you as a big guy?
He doesn't move the needle for me.
Fair enough.
I
guess
can
that's
see
why
why
you
he would
hate
in Japan.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What? Damn. I don't hate AEW.
Oh,
They got
man.
Mercedes Moné.
And that's his girl. He can't hate AEW. There was something on AEW that I didn't like for the first time. No, not for the first time. For the first time in a long time. We had a match that I felt like was pointless. And it shouldn't have been on AEW TV because you could have done something else with different females and probably given us a better match. But we had Willow Nightingale, who I personally enjoy watching, and Chris Statlander, who I also personally enjoy watching. They were having a match for nothing that had to do with AEW. They were having a number one contenders match for the CMLL women's title that Willow already has. And if Chris won, she became the number one contender. If she didn't win, she moved somewhere else down the line. But my whole thing is, why is this match on AEW television and not on CMLL television? Now I know you gotta build the champion, you gotta get people to watch it, promote it so people can go tune into CMLL, where that person, that said champion, should be wrestling. You're right, it's all money. I agree, that's what I'm saying. But it shouldn't have been on AEW television.
Or at least Dynamite. It could have been on Rampage.
Or Dynamite, right.
Okay.
That's a Rampage match.
But to be fair, Dynamite's the most watched show for AEW's rating wise. And if your champion signed to your competitor, wouldn't you want your new champion be like, this could have been you on Dynamite, still working for us, chilling, fighting Chris Statlander in eliminator matches? Why do we have eliminator matches? They're so stupid.
Dumb.
They're so stupid, guys. If I beat the champion, I should just be champion. That's how I feel.
We
Okay,
talked about
I shouldn't
this
have to beat them
last week.
twice.
It's dumb
I
as
know.
hell.
That's how championship culture feels about the 3-count trivia tournament bracket. They say, why can't they just be at the final match?
No, they
Try the right rules.
They get eliminator matches. I was just saying, I just really felt like we didn't need that on television. And I see what your bro's saying, money, and you're absolutely right. But we let's talk about Miss Mercedes Moné. She brings her new muscle out to the ring, and Kamille just has a squash match. Gets a dub. Are you liking Kamille so far in the first 2 weeks you've seen, Brenty?
Absolutely. I think she could have did a little more at the San Diego Comic-Con breakup. She just kind of stood behind Mercedes as they was brawling. I was like, what's the point of you being bodyguard here?
Right. She was dressed as Bane too. I was like, oh, she's gonna whoop somebody's ass, but no,
she let Swerve and everybody else do the work.
Now I know. Now I know, Nitram, you're a fan of Kamille. You were hyped when AEW said they were bringing her on, and now we've finally seen her on television. Are you happy with what you're seeing on TV right now?
Yeah, she's a dominant force. You know what I mean? She's a dominant force, and the squash match, I actually knew who the girl was. I told Brandy, I was like, oh, look at her getting TV time and everything. But I think, and we talked about this, the way they used to book Jade. Jade was a dominant force. She had short matches. She looked incredible. Is pretty much what they need to do for Kamille. She needs to be a dominant force, short matches, look incredible, but never really take away from anybody because she's a dominant force. And that's what I think she's going to do. I think Mercedes is there to have the longer matches. And Kamille, when it's Camille's time to turn on Mercedes, that's when she'll show, I can wrestle 30 minutes, 40 minutes, that kind of style. So, but I mean, if you're familiar with her previous work, she's the goods.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you are familiar with her indie work, I mean, the woman can wrestle. She can pretty much do it all. I know Triple H was probably punching a pillow when he seen that she signed with AEW, because I know he was a fan of her too, and he really wanted to bring her on. My next question is, and this is going to be a hot take, so choose your answer wisely here. Kamille or Jey Cargill? Nitram.
In what aspect?
It's your opinion.
It's your opinion.
Damn.
And that is your
Jade Cargill.
time.
It's Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill has more publicity. She has more status. She's already a household name, which is crazy. So if I'm talking about right now, yeah, I'm taking Jade. Kamille, Camille's a better wrestler, hands down. She'll hold down the mat with anybody any day of the week. I can't say the same about Jade, but Jade comes out and people know who she is. She's gorgeous. She's a goddess. I refuse to say anything bad about her.
What about you, Brandy?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna have to take it back all the way to the beginning of the show and change my answer. I'm going with Jade Cargill to represent USA. And I'm picking Jade Cargill in this category against Kamille as well. USA. USA.
You can't just change your Olympic person. They're already in the Olympics, Brandon.
No, she got to
qualify.
No,
Got to qualify for these things.
Jade walked in and she didn't have to qualify. Charlotte Flair wouldn't have to qualify. She would just walk in like, I want to do this.
Charlotte Flair walk in and say, I got the gold.
Marcus in the comments, he said that Nightingale and Statlander have been feuding. Now that one is a champion, the title's involved in the rivalry. It's like Jericho and Michaels in 2008. They were rivals before Y2J won the title. And I see what you're saying, Mark. But my thing is, it's not an AEW championship. You know, at least Michaels and Y2J were fighting for something that belonged to the WWE. These two women are fighting for something that doesn't even belong to AEW. So that's why I feel like
I'm not gonna say nobody, but say 70% to play it safe of people is not going to tune in for the CMLL pay-per-view to watch that match. So they should be pushing it harder on the Mexican television. So I agree with what you're saying.
But if they can get people on our side to watch it and they basically paid for advertisement, it's the same shit. Like, hey, we need help. You have one of our superstars who is champion. Can you plug it into your rivalry because they're already rivalry?
What you saying? I just hope that their match isn't on AEW. I hope that it's actually. Man. I hope it's in Mexico. You know what I mean at their events. But let's move on. Let's move on to something that was pretty surprising. Pretty surprising last night. I don't think a lot of people saw it coming. It was definitely a mouth dropper. Darby Allin picks up a quick, fast win after a really good match over Hangman Adam Page. Which was surprising because it looked like Hangman was really going to win this match, and Darby comes up quick, with the scoop, the roll, the pin, out of there. My question to you guys though is because we've been seeing Hangman Adam Page go down this spiral, and Nick Ram knows, and this might be my favorite version of Hangman Adam Page. Do you think Nick Ram, my guy, is drinking again, and Drunk Page is coming back?
Dude, I hope so. Kayfabe Drunk Page, probably the best character he had. Like, especially when the Bucks were trolling him, and they were like, he would come out and now people have like their stats. I don't know if you watched this time, Brendan, but like, how they put the stat bar for people's names. For some reason, he would come out and it would be like 6-0 beers drank this morning. It would be stuff like that. Like they were always slaying him, and it was the funniest thing. And the reason why I hope that this happens is because I'm a big fan of the Dark Order. And I really hope that Hangman hits this spiral point where even the Elite's not really for him. The Elite's not for him. We all see that. But where the Dark Order is kind of like, you left us and look, you became the old you again. Let me bring you back. And we get more John Silver on TV. Honestly, I just miss John Silver. Guys. He's hilarious. He's great.
Yeah, Brandy, go ahead, finish your statement.
I was gonna say, but yeah, Hangman Page. I always say he's the worst world champion that AEW ever had, and I stick to that. But character work, he's probably one of the best characters that company can throw on the table.
That's crazy you say that. That's
instead of saying worst, I'm going to try to help you out. Instead of saying worst AEW champion, how about we say best transitional AEW champion?
He was the worst AEW champion.
I liked him as champ. What you mean? He was a draw to me.
So, Brady, you say he was you said he was a draw. This was, I think when he won the championship, he was completely sober and everything. So you really haven't gotten to see the down spiral of Hangman Adam Page of when he started drinking because of him, and his drinking caused him and Kenny Omega to lose the tag team titles, which caused him and Kenny Omega to have a feud over their friendship. And Kenny Omega left because he told him you're drunk. And then Hangman was doing his own thing. Kenny did his own thing. Kenny's hurt. My question to you is, do you like this new heel version of Hangman Adam Page?
I wish he had he's awesome. I think anything Adam Page does is awesome, but still doesn't feel like the edge is there. He's still missing something. What's going on? Why do I hate AEW?
He's missing a couple shots of Hennessy, I guess, or some tequila.
Hey, whatever he drinks, man.
He needs to drink more of that tequila with Mercedes Moné and FTR backstage. That's what he needs to do. Oh, and Orange Cassidy. Apparently they all four of them be getting drunk. But yeah, I think that's the story. And I think there's only going to be one person. You say the Dark Order, Nate Ram, and I like that because I wasn't thinking the Dark Order. But I think the person that brings it back to reality is Kenny Omega.
I hope so. I miss Kenny, y'all.
So
we took Kenny for granted.
We'll see where it goes, but I am excited that this heel version of Adam Page is coming out, and I'm hoping that it turns out my man's drinking again. And I hate that because it's kayfabe. Everybody, this is kayfabe. If anybody that hasn't, yeah, I know. If this is kayfabe, so he's not really an addict or anything like that. It's some character he's playing, but that's the character I want him to be. The alcoholic, Hangman Adam Page, that went out there drunk and did it better than, and still did it better than Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, so, Jeff's not TNA.
Well, no, because Jeff was actually on drugs. There's a difference. Jeff was actually drunk at the ring. Yeah, there's a difference. Oh man, before we move on, man, let's get another word from our sponsors.
Dive into a world where every pinfall, every suplex, and every promo is celebrated in fashion. From the legendary 3-count trivia to the iconic bad guy wrestling, we've got the latest gear to elevate your wrestling wardrobe. Show off your passion for the squared circle. It's not just clothing, it's a lifestyle. Come shop with us and unleash your inner champion at foursidesofthering.com. That's foursidesofthering.com. Muted.
Once again, we're live.
foursidesofthering.com. You can get all our merch right there and support us anywhere. Show everybody what you're listening to and explain who we are. All our merch is made by the one and only super producer, Mr. Brandy Savage, and he is working on new material, new stuff to release for the store. He knows it has to be updated. He's trying, fellas. He's still on this move, still getting situated in the Carolinas. But once he is already situated, you will be seeing some new merch coming your way. So stay tuned. Fellas, we had a secret meeting happen. And apparently Mercedes Moné is the person that took this picture, whatever the case might be, right? Wrong answers only. Brandy Savage, what do you think they were talking about?
Oh, they were clearly talking about what's for dinner. I mean, like, I don't want to talk about what they were really talking about. I have an idea. Them boys like to party, but
maybe they were trading some Jordans. You know what I mean? I feel like Tony Khan has like a sneaker hookup because everybody in AEW has a pair of ones on or something like that. It's crazy.
I was gonna say I don't know if they're the same size because.
Nate Ram, wrong answer only. What do you think they were talking about?
Bro, clearly Shane McMahon's buying the Jacksonville Jaguars. Clearly. He has nothing else to do with his time and money. So he's just like, bro, you're running this AEW thing. That's cool. My dad did that. Let me do what your dad does and buy the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Collaboration.
Makes sense to me.
Right. You're absolutely right. It does make sense. Okay.
I think mine makes more sense.
Now, fantasy answer. What do you truly think they were talking about, Brady Savage?
They were talking about how to take down WWE.
Nate Ram?
Definitely. They were talking about what they need to do to outperform his brother-in-law that stole his company, his God-given right that his father should have passed on to him just because he married some girl that happens to be the guy's daughter, doesn't do nothing for the business. Shane was robbed. I hope he goes to AEW. I hope he has a 50-fall match with Darby Allin, and I hope he runs the company. And yes, we want Shane O'Mac. We want Shane Elite. Shane Elite, here comes the money. CEO, I don't know, Okada, Rainmaker, put them all together.
The last thing I want is Shane O'Mac wrestling again. Is his quads okay? Shane Elite, Shane O'Mac, Shane O, please stay away.
What if he came and he managed a team full of what does the IWC like to say? Oh, ex-WWE guys and girls.
That'd be kind of If they did an invasion angle, I would love it. But we seen the picture, you can't do it now.
True.
Y'all. It's gonna be the Bucks saying that they give all their VP status to Shane McMahon. And it's gonna be Shane's crew versus Tony's crew, brand split, like Chano has been asking for. Straight down the middle to start warfare. Shane Elite.
Shane O Collision.
Yes. Shane O Rampage. I don't care where he's at. You know what? Do the needle thing. He moves the needle. Yes, 100%. Okay. Shane McMahon boosts his
insane. Delusional.
Shane McMahon comes up on the TV, million views that week. More than Mercedes, more than anyone else they sign. Shane McMahon is a draw.
Well, Ringsiders, I mean, you know, your boys are going to be at AEW next week on Wednesday. They will be in the beautiful city of Winston-Salem. I'm telling you guys right now, if Shane O'Mac comes out, me and Brenny probably won't hear the end of it since NetRam will be in the building.
I'm going live that night. It's going to be me in here saying, here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
That's true. Let's talk about why everybody came here, man. Let's talk of these SummerSlam predictions. SummerSlam happening this Saturday. Don't miss out. This looks like it's going to be a really good card, and we're getting a performance from Jelly Roll. I think Brandy said he's super hyped about. So, you know,
I don't like performances at PLEs. I've said it many times.
Why is that?
Terrible. They're always terrible. They're always like,
bro.
Jelly Roll might kill it, but still.
How else are they going to put Jelly Roll in 2K25?
Fair point.
Well, let's talk this card out. Every match besides the Drew McIntyre CM Punk's match is a title match, which is really interesting because we don't get that a lot in WWE PLEs. Let's go ahead. No. I don't know which match is going to kick off the show first. I'm going to assume this one. Intercontinental Championship match. Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker. Now, there was a rumor that Braun Breaker's father and uncle are going to be at the stadium. My prediction on this one is Braun Breaker. I felt like Braun Breaker should have got it last PLE, but he didn't. And it only took one Halua kick, and me and Brandy were like, just one? Okay.
Just one.
But yeah, I got Braun Breaker this time. What do you guys got?
Braun Breaker.
Go ahead.
It's got to be Braun Breaker.
You guys, I don't know why. I want Braun to win. I think Braun's the smart choice. But they really like Sammy, right? Like they like the guy that punches himself in the face. They like the underdog story. I just don't know what else you do with Sammy at this point. But something deep down tells me Sammy retains some way, somehow. Okay. Unless Scott Steiner puts, clotheslines, old boy, then, take all my money.
You might be right. Let's if Sami Zayn wins, man, that'd be crazy. I think that'd be crazy because then, what does that mean for Braun Breaker? What's next for Braun Breaker? Like, he can't go chase the World Heavyweight Championship. My dude, you just lost your I guess he could go chase it because Jey Uso was chasing it, right? And lost his Intercontinental Championship match.
Yeah, because he's a tag team wrestler.
I mean, so is technically Braun Breaker.
right. It's only accomplishment. No, he was NXT champion. Chill.
No, he was.
Jey Uso ain't got no solo accomplishments.
Yes, he does. He is the men's Andre the Giant winner. What do you mean? He did that as like right before he went back to tags, so he hasn't done anything on his current solos run. But he was a solos run twice. All right, he's had 2 solo runs. Put some respect on his name.
You're counting that as an accomplishment.
Let's move on. Let's
He fought
let's
for the
move on to
championship
next
3 times. 3 times he fought for the heavyweight championship, Roman's belt, and then he fought for Seth's like once or twice. I can go on all day. All right,
but doesn't have any dubs for the championship
at all.
Yeah, it's sad to see. You hate to see it. United States Championship match. The champion Logan Paul defending his title against Mr. LA Knight. Yeah. I got LA Knight on this one, upsetting the young kid in his hometown of Cleveland. And I'm only saying that because I'm tired of this man holding the title, even though he might win. But I got LA Knight. Nate Ram, who you got?
The only way I see Logan Paul losing this strap is if LA Knight gets an endorsement from the host of the pay-per-view, which is Cleveland's very own The Miz. It's the only way I can see the crowd not hating this, guys. Logan's going to go in there. He's going to get cheered. It's going to be the one place that cheers him. You know what I mean? Like, this is his home. So, give me Logan Paul.
Listen, nobody walks in or walks out a champion in their hometown. Like, when you walk in as a champion, you're going to lose. When you walk in to fight for a championship, you're going to lose. It happened to Drew twice. It's going to happen to Gunther. It's going to continuously happen. Actually, I'm not going to lie. The only person that's done it is Rhea Ripley. Shout out Rhea Ripley. But technically, Nia's from there too. So there was a little asterisk on it because Nia didn't win in her hometown.
I'm sure Roman Reigns has won in Florida.
He wins all the time in Florida. He's a tribal chief, right?
Roman
they don't have stadiums in Pensacola.
Roman Reigns only loses in one place, and that's Philly. That's why he's never going to wrestle there ever again.
That was a fluke.
That was a fluke. We have the
Undertaker showed up. Come on, get out of here.
We have the special guest referee, Seth freaking Rollins. He's going to be refereeing the match of CM Punk, the best in the world, versus the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. And I got Drew McIntyre. Brandy?
So, first off, I want to shout out Channel Rhodes, who is telling me that in the Triple H era, there are no feuds on PLEs. And I'm like, that's not true. So, shout out to the feud masters on the PLE at this moment. But I'm also going to have to say, I got CM Punk winning because who wants to see Drew win? But I also have I'm going over 2 curb stomps. We're going to get 2 curb stomps. It's going to be lovely.
Okay. Nate Ray?
Drew screws Drew. I think Seth will hand it to him, and Drew somehow will still screw Drew. He'll say something to Seth about him and his stupid outfit and his stupid wife and his stupid baby, some real heel shit. He'll go for the Claymore. He'll miss. CM Punk will either hit a GTS or maybe hits the Claymore and Seth hits him with a curb stomp. I think Drew screws Drew.
We can see. I still think Drew McIntyre is going over. No, you know what? You might be right. There's no way they're going to let CM Punk lose his first PLE.
His first televised match. It's his first televised match.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's been in for how long? Technically it's his second televised match. If you don't, unless you're not counting the Royal Rumble.
If you count the Royal Rumble, yeah.
Right.
Solos match. I'm sorry, it's his first televised solos match.
Yeah. So, Boom Broadcasting's in the chat. LA Knight walking out champion. Yeah. Looking like Mark says, I don't know if you guys were following today Logan Paul's controversies, but it might be certainly that LA Knight wins. Yeah. And William Hash, who's new to the chat, I haven't seen that name. What's going on, William? He said should have hit Seth with that chair instead of pinning Cody. You're absolutely
That's
right.
Right,
You're
man.
absolutely right.
God, fluke.
Fluke. But it happens. Next match coming up, WWE Women's Championship match. My girl Bayley going up against Nia Jax. And I got Bayley winning this with Tiffany Stratton coming to cash in. Nitram?
I think Tiffany does a half cash where she doesn't actually cash in. But I still think Nia's winning this. I think the story they want to tell is, will Tiffany cash in on her friend? Plus, give the belt to Nia. She deserves it.
She does. She does. I can say that. She definitely been having a year, but I think she got what she wanted when she won the Queen of the Ring. Maybe.
Nah.
But if she gets the
No,
title, I won't be too mad about that either.
It's her time. Give Nia the belt. Bayley has been a lot like Cody. There's not much going on there. And I gotta say, if Nia's a draw, bro. Give her the belt. And as far as Tiffany Stratton's concerned, Nia's personal Barbie's not cashing in on her this soon. They're gonna milk that. They decided to make this year's milked out Money in the Bank the women's, and I'm actually all for it because Tiffany is money.
True. True. On the flip side, on Raw, we have the Women's World Championship match. Miss Liv Morgan versus Mommy Rhea Ripley. The rematch. Well, I guess not really a rematch, but the match that people have been waiting for. And I'm not going to lie to you. I have Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan's winning. See it too easy.
It rams like you
We
guys
don't know
got it
why,
all
though.
wrong.
We all know why. Dominic.
Y'all, hear me when I say this. Liv
listening.
Morgan retains, but loses the match. Liv Morgan retains, but loses the match.
Okay. I see what you're saying. So we all got Liv Morgan, hands down. She's keeping her title.
Leaving champion.
All right. Your co-main event, we have Mr. King of the Ring, the Ring General, Gunther, is going up one-on-one against El Campeón, Damian Priest. And as much as I love my Puerto Rican champion, it is time to put the belt on the Ring General, Gunther. Nate Ram has his sign. Gunther over Priest. We don't even have to ask him. Brandy Savage.
Man, you know how this is going to go. We're going to get some fuckery from the Judgment Day. And you know how much Damian hates that. So Damian's going to be like, yo, let's run this back at Clash of Berlin. And he's still going to lose. But I got Damian going all the way home. What you mean? Look at the flag in the back. Why would I turn my back on Puerto Rican pride?
So,
even though I'm doing it right now. I got Damian.
In my world, I don't think Dirty Dom helps helps Liv Morgan. I think Finn Balor helps Liv Morgan.
Ooh.
And I think Finn Balor also costs Damian Priest his championship.
Finn Balor's on a terror tomorrow on Saturday.
Finn Balor might be on a terror on Saturday. Let's talk about this main event. Solo Sikoa, Cody Rhodes, undisputed WWE Championship match. Now, if it was Roman Reigns, I'm saying Cody Rhodes is losing his title, but because it's not Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes is walking out of Cleveland champion. I think we've all made the assumption that Solo is not ready for these type of matches because he's still young, he's still learning, he's still trying to figure it out. He's got the gimmick down to a T. The wrestling is there, and there's slight glimpses of his in-ring work and how good he can be. But Cody Rhodes is one of those guys like a Dolph Ziggler or Kurt Angle, Randy Orton. If you are in the ring with him, he's going to make you look like a star. So Cody Rhodes definitely will carry this match and carry his undisputed WWE Championship back to that locker room. Remember, how you feeling about this main event?
Cody wins by DQ. I think Solo will get so frustrated that they try to tell the story where he cost himself the title. He'll disqualify himself and just try to take out Cody for good. I've seen all the reports that Roman's not coming back. I think he's not coming back. I think the person that comes to help Cody is Jimmy Uso.
That's my guy.
I think that's our big return. They should open the show. I'm sorry. This is not it for this. This is not it for the main event.
Okay, Bernie Savage, how you feeling?
A draw. Well, I have to agree. Shouldn't be the main event. I feel like the opening and the closing of the show should be the Queen of the Ring and the King of the Ring. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I mean, it's so obvious that Cody's walking out. And as far as those rumors go, I'm just hoping it's a mislead. Because throw the whole pay-per-view away if Roman doesn't come out. That's how I feel. The whole thing. Just get rid of it. Don't even put it down. Don't even advertise it. Why are we talking about it?
That's fair. Before we get up out of here and give our plugs, if you were in the shoes of Mr. Hunter,
Paul Levesque,
I'm going to say Hunter because that's his name. His father-in-law calls him Hunter, so that's what I'm going to call him.
I was going to say the same joke.
No, but if you were in the shoes of Mr. Paul, let's start with Nate Ram, then we'll go to Brandy, and then I'll do it last. Nate Ram, in the shoes of Mr. Paul Levesque, how would you, in what order would you put this pay-per-view in or PLE in?
That's the thing. With no surprise return, I think Solo and Cody open the show.
Okay.
It's the most predictable match on this entire card. For that reason, have them open. Your second match is a Logan LA match. Just because it's either going to run short or it's going to run long. Let it be. If, like you said, Scott Steiner's in the crowd, then you're going to go ahead and put CM Punk and McIntyre before you put Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn, because that's another match that's not going to be that long. So they're going to get 10 minutes compared to the other guys' 20. Give me both women matches back to back. And then give me Damian versus Gunther for Gunther to have his moment. That's how I would book it.
Okay, Brandy?
So I'd probably open with no surprise. I'd probably open with the Queen of the Ring. Then probably hit the LA Logan match into Rhea followed by the Intercontinental Championship. And I would love to have the I'm torn between the main event, I'm not gonna lie. But I have to stick to my guns and put CM Punk as the last match before like I said, the King of the Ring. Open and close with the King of the Ring. They earned that spot. They should be the forefront of it. Okay. Unless there's a surprise appearance by Roman Reigns, and then that's the last match. And if that's the case, I would open with Seth and CM Punk.
Okay, so yes, I would open with Seth, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre only because it is the only match that is not a championship match. You could let this run. You could let this match run maybe 45 minutes. After this match, slow the pace down. Give me something exciting with a new Intercontinental Champion. So I'm gonna throw Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. Second match. Third match, I want to see a rivalry. I want to see two guys go at it. So give me Logan Paul, LA Knight. Then I want to see Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, because I feel like that match is a short match. I don't think that they're going to have a long match. After them, I do want Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. And then I agree with Brandy. Your co-main event needs to be the Queen of the Ring WWE Women's Championship match. And then your main event needs to be the King of the Ring World Heavyweight Championship match. Only because your Queen and King of the Ring was a whole PLE that literally was revolved around SummerSlam. Because everyone was like, oh, it doesn't matter who wins what titles because Nia Jax is going to be either in the main event or co-main event, and Gunther is going to be in the main event. I know we're all wrong because Cody Rhodes is the main event, but who knows?
Like Hugh Scott, he just said that Cody Raheem is your face, regardless. He's the main event, and honestly, that's the problem. It happened at Money in the Bank. He shouldn't have been the main event, and it's just
Cody Raheem.
He's not Roman Reigns. He don't need to be the main event. So I'm gonna say,
like Larry's showing up. Oh man, what's going on here? Hope you're having a great
Larry
night.
with no AJ would be crazy.
Bro, what if Drew kicked his dog?
I
Like
would,
a straight Claymore to Larry's.
dude, I would die of laughter. If there's a dog in this match, first of all, that is just ridiculous. But if Drew McIntyre gives the dog a Claymore and then Seth Rollins hits it with a back-to-back curb stomp, dude, I'm out of my seat with laughter. There you go. He says it. Showcasing the king and queen in the main event makes sense. That's what I'm saying. You got to be co-main and main event.
Also, just want to say, not one tag team match on this card.
Because tag team champions.
Wow.
Because tag teams don't matter right now.
They suck.
I don't know if y'all remember this, but when the brand split was a legit thing, SmackDown had a pay-per-view, Raw had a pay-per-view. I prefer that format.
SummerSlam is still a split.
I understand, but dang, like I want some tag team matches. That's all I'm saying. Just one.
Yeah. You get them on you'll get it on Monday and Friday next week.
Yeah, you got a tag team match coming up this Friday, no?
Yeah, you got a tag team match coming up on Friday night. That's true too. Yeah, so hey,
You're blessed.
You never know. Right, you might get blessed. With that being said, that's all we got for this week of wrestling. Ringsiders, check out Opinionated. We just dropped a new episode. Your boy is on it. I was in the semifinals. No spoiler alerts though. Check that out. Nitram's doing some good things on Opinionated, and look out for our social medias because I believe what are we going to go live Sunday for registration on 3 Count Trivia. And if you don't know about 3 Count Trivia, let us show you a little bit about 3 Count Trivia.
And now your host, Martin Big Red Hernandez. Something so precious. It's honestly one of the best titles. No, you guys deserve it. And I'm your host, the one that makes them say, "Oh damn!" It's your boy. It's Nick Ram.
World title reign. 2-rated RKO have combined.
Oh, come on.
Oh god.
3 Count Trivia Season 2. You can DM us at 4sidesotr on X, or you could just simply send us an email, 4sidesotr@gmail.com. So if you feel like you know all things about wrestling, hit us up. We can get you in. We're trying to do 16 teams this year, make it a little bit bigger. We're adding a second belt, so it's an actual tag team championships. And we're not gonna lie to you, the previous champions are gonna be some hard individuals to beat, man. So bring your A game. Come ready to play. It is fun. It is a great time, and you're actually fighting for world championships. So hit us up. Let us know what you think. You could get with Nitram at Nitram4SOTR if you just want to hit him up personally for all the answers. For a $100 fee, he will give you answers for your first round. For $200, he'll give you answers for the second round. If you want to win the whole championship, just go ahead and cash app him $1,000, and he'll make sure you win the whole thing.
You'll get questions like, what was Nikki Bella's sister's name? And then they'll get questions like, I want all of Triple H's daughter's names in order. I'll have y'all set up.
I don't know the answer to Nikki's sister's name.
With that being said, fellas, go ahead and get your plugs while we get up out of here.
Well, as you already know, it's Brandy Savage here. You can find me at Brandy FKN Savage on Twitter and Life and Times on Instagram. Be sure to check out Opinionated. I also do big things on that, guys.
He does. He does great things. And as y'all know, I'm your host. I'm the one that makes them say, "Oh damn, I'm Nitram." And you can catch me at Nitram_4SOTR. That's Nitram_4SOTR. And I just want to go ahead and say this 3-count trivia. We got the old games and we got new games. We included TNA. So we included AEW. All I'm saying is brush up on your knowledge because they're coming.
Brush up. I'm Marcus Hernandez. You can find me at the Founder MH or the Marcus Hernandez on Instagram. But most of all, follow all of us on all of our social media platforms. We are at 4 Sides of the Ring Podcast, 4 Sides OTR. Other than that, Ringsiders, if you are not enjoying wrestling, you are not watching it right. And have a great weekend.